Let's go down to your forecast. 86 degrees. Things are going to get hotter from today on, y'all.
Yeah, so we kind of have bad weather in kind of all different forms over the next few days. We have clouds and rain, and then the return of heat and humidity.
Oh my.
So
Getting it all, huh?
I always love to give the good news, so I'll give the good news. Some areas do need some rain, but tonight is going to be the best time to get outside over the next few days. So Monroe, Dallas, you can see out there right now toward Anson County. Oh my goodness, Davidson near Lake Norman doesn't want to work, but I know those boats look great. Valentine, Kannapolis, everyone looks fabulous as we enter this evening. Now, I know the skeeter meter activity, I mean, it is summer, so of course it is still slightly elevated, at least compared to what we'll see in about 2 months from now. But because of the fact that the humidity has been a little bit lower and we haven't had a lot of widespread heavy rain the past few days, we're more in that high category today and tomorrow. But eventually, with a lot of rain expected Thursday and especially into Friday too, we're going to be talking back in the extreme likely as we enter the end of Friday and the first half of the weekend, just because of all the standing water. So make sure you got the bug spray, but you won't need as much sunscreen over the next 2 days. You still should wear some even when it's cloudy, but maybe the UV index not quite as aggressive. So far this evening, we have seen a few areas of some light to moderate rain in the mountains starting to wrap up now. A brief shower in Chester and Lancaster County. I am tracking some rain on the western side there of Chester County that will likely clip the western side, but that's pretty much all the activity we have right now. High pressure situated to our east now is starting to move away, and that's going to eventually erode and allow for the shower and storm activity to increase, especially with an approaching storm system. So here's kind of the setup over the next 2 days. We have an approaching warm front. This is going to lift north. This brings us clouds and rain. Now, as you watch this hour by hour forecast, it doesn't look like it's going to be heavy rain for the entirety of the next 72 hours. But what you are going to notice is, again, more clouds, more rain, pulses of heavy rain off and on, especially Thursday overnight and into Friday morning as we're kind of wrapping up the majority of that heavier rainfall. And then things do start to get a little bit better as we enter Saturday. So what should you prepare for? Well, a patchy drizzle and low cloud cover, a cooler but a little bit more muggy day the next 2 days, and the potential for some localized flooding. This will be especially prevalent up toward the mountains and foothills. Now, I drew this map. I want to point out these are peak rainfall totals. So I am not saying that every single person in any of these colors will see that range, but we're going to peak close to it. So a few spots up in the mountains and foothills could peak close to half a foot of rain. That's a lot of rain, 5 to 6 inches over a 48 to 72-hour period. So we will need to watch for some localized flooding there. The area is shaded in orange. Again, we're peaking at 4, but more likely closer to 1 to 2. And then the same for areas south and east of Charlotte, especially toward the southeastern Sandhills, where we are going to see some slightly drier air, and that should limit the overall accumulation. So next 2 days, clouds, temperatures cooler technically, but it will be more muggy out there. Not great days to get outside Thursday and Friday. We do see more sunshine as we enter the weekend in our Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. Highs in the upper 80s to near 90. It will be more summer-like with a few pulses of showers and storms, but it's really early, especially next week. We are talking back in the 90s, and it'll feel a little more like a typical August afternoon.
All right, thanks for that look, Brittany. We appreciate it.